Perfect, guys. That should be everyone, I think. So, normal format today. So, 3 supersetting kind of rounds: upper body, lower body, and full body. We'll start with a good warm up and a little bit of a coordination kind of mobility exercises to start. As always, active rest. If you want to do active rest, keep it heart rate elevated to really get a sweat on, or just get your rest as you need it. Okay. If you've got weights, obviously you can add those in for any of the exercises. Okay, let's get started into our warm up, guys. Good to go. So a lot of knee up in place, just open up the hips to start with. We'll build it up gradually. So coming nice and high with that knee. As always at home, stick some music on. You don't want to just hear me rambling on, speaking rubbish. Take that knee right up now. And we'll start our little jog in place. Still alternating between a little high knee and a little butt kicks, warming up the knees in front. So alternate between those two, starting to bring that heart rate up. If jumping on the toes or anything is good for you, just back to a little knee raise. A few more of these, guys. Let's go a little bit higher, those knees now. Pumping the arms a little bit. Good, let's go into a little jumping jack. So nice and light on the toes, warm up the upper body. As always, little step jack. If you're not comfortable with the jumping, just warm up that upper body more than anything else. 5 more seconds for your jumping jack. 3, 2, 1. Good. Hips forward, go for a little side bend. You can stretch off the neck here as well as you come down. Warming up through the core. Good, hips forward. Little torso twist. This is where you'll start to feel your back start to loosen off. If you've been sitting down all day. Couple more. Good, into our squats, guys. So, normal squat stance for you. Nice, slow and controlled. We're just warming up the legs. You might want to go for a little pause at the bottom just to activate those legs, make sure they're turning on, and then push it up. As always, feet nice and flat, hands behind the head if you want to. Just make sure it's all legs. We're not using the arms for momentum. Remember, just our warm up. We're working on getting that core body temperature up. Feet nice and flat, warming up through the legs. Good. One more. Excellent. Little crab walk next, my favourite. Little half squat now. Couple of steps to the right, couple of steps to the left. So again, feet are nice and flat. A little bend in the knees, back nice and straight, keeping the good posture. We're not arching the back. A couple more, guys. Take a rest as you need it, if the legs are starting to get tired. Last 10 seconds, just activating through glutes and quads here. Excuse me. Great stuff. Coming down to the mat now. Let's arch off our upper back. Get a nice stretch in that thoracic spine. Drop the chest, looking up. Into a few cat-cows, like we do in yoga. So warming up through the shoulder blades. Let's go for 1 or 2 more. And then we're going for a twist. So knees together, little rotation now. Open up the chest slightly. Getting a twist in the upper spine. Three or four one side, and then switch sides in your own time. Almost there with the warm up, guys. Mountain climbers next. Let's get that heart rate up. So shoulders over hands, drive in the knees. You can go slow or fast with these if you want. Keep the hips down, squeeze the stomach. Take your time, we're going for 20 seconds. If this causes discomfort or anything, just go nice and slow. Just working on warming up through the stomach. 1 at a time, little tap. 3, 2, 1. Shoulder circles, guys, and then we'll get straight into it. Big shrugs with the shoulders, remember, squeezing at the back, nice big circles. Big swings backwards. And across the body. Right, ready to get going, guys. Grab a quick water break, grab your weights, get them ready if you've got them. If you've got resistance bands, you can use those too. So, starting with our leg circuit, but before we start that, we're going to go into just almost like another warm-up exercise. What it's going to be nice warm through the hamstrings and into the quads. So, it's going to be a good morning into a squat. So what it's going to be is good morning, so we're hinging at the hips, keeping the back straight, stretching off the hamstrings. When we get to your good morning stance here, we're going to go straight into your squat, and then we're going to straighten the legs back to your good morning, and then stand up. So we're going to work for about 30 to 45 seconds for this, and then we're going to do 2 rounds, and then we'll get started with the strength rounds, guys. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. Starting with our good mornings, hinging from the hips, in 3, 2, 1. So push the hips back while keeping a good posture and nice straight back. When we get here, stretch the hamstrings, dropping into our squat, and then we're back the opposite way. So that's one I've done there. It might be easier if you want to take your hands behind the head. So we're opening up that chest, back with the hips, drop to the squat, straighten the legs, standing up. Bit of coordination here needed. It takes me a while actually. If you're struggling with that good morning, think about pushing the bum back first, and that will start the hip hinge, down into your squat, straighten the legs, back up. 3, 2, 1, shake off, guys. Go for one more of those. If you want to, you can start your active rest now. In between every exercise, you can do a little jog in the spot, a jumping jack, you can even do squats if you want to, you can do wall sits, anything you want, guys. So if you want to particularly work on an area, you can do extra squats in that area, even push-ups. Ready, go again. In 3 seconds, 2, 1. So stretching the hamstrings, drop to squat, stretch the hamstrings, standing up. So we're just getting nice and warm through the legs. Also a nice stretch. Remember, hinging at the hips, we're pushing that bum back. Last 10 seconds here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Relax or get your active rest now. So, first leg exercise, supersetting between. First one is going to be a squat to duck walk. So my favourite duck walks, but we're going to add a little squat here to start with. So the duck walk like we did there in the warm-up, we're coming down to a little squat, half squat, 2 or 3 steps to the right. When we get to the other side, it's a little pulse squat, full squat, back in, and then we're duck walking again. So it's full squat, little pulse squat, and then back in. So that's exercise number 1. After that, we're going to go work into our glutes again. I'm loving these right now. What we're going to do is that little fire hydrant out, straight into a glute kick back. Fire hydrant out, glute kick back. Squeezing into glutes. So, hip out to side, heel up to ceiling. But we're starting with our duck walks in about 10 seconds. If you've got weights, guys, you can add them now, or bands around your knees. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So you can either start in the duck walk or start with the squat. Full squat, little pulse squat, and then back in. When we're duck walking, we're solid in that squat stance. Full squat, little pulse, back into the walk. Obviously, if you've got any of the TheraBands, the knees, any other kind of bands, stick them around your knees, stick them around your ankles, that'll be super tough. So from the side, remember, we're not arching over, Shoulders are back, keeping that good posture. 1, 2, full squat, little pulse, back in. So I'm still sitting back in that squat position. Last 5 to 10 seconds, guys. Make sure we're keeping that posture good. Feet's nice and flat, we're not rolling onto the toes. 3, 2, 1. About 10 seconds breather just to come down into our fire hydrants, working into glutes. We're going to go about 30 seconds per leg. So ready, up in that quadruped position. Take the knees close together to start with. In 3, 2, 1. So I'm coming out to the side, squeezing glute, and then I'm pushing that heel up, keeping 90 degrees in my knee. Back out to the side, pushing up. So remember, when we're doing that first one, the fire hydrant, we're not opening up the hips here. It's just a little bit until we feel that glute turn on and tighten slightly. So we're squeezing, back in, firing up with the heel. Last 10 seconds this side. Three, 2, 1. Switching sides. Once you get the hang of how the exercise feels, you can go a little bit faster, but faster doesn't mean better. What we're looking for is a nice squeeze at the top, so you're activating that glute muscle, and then you're feeling it. So for me, I like to hold it slightly and then drop down. As always, when we're doing this exercise, we're not overextending my lower back there. We're still tight through the core. I'm just up until I feel my butt cheek and then out. So it's nice, slow and controlled. We're still solid through the stomach muscles. You've got about 10 seconds left for your final side. Make sure we're driving that heel up. Squeeze the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. Or you're going for your active rest. I'm going to get my rest as always. So that's your 2 exercises today for your leg circuit. It is, so pointers for the duck walk. Remember, when we're duck walking, we're not hunched over, we're still keeping good posture, and the lower you go, the harder that's going to be. Remember, it's flat feet, so we're lifting the feet and landing all at one time. We're not rolling onto toes. Take the pressure away from the knees. We've got about 15 seconds before our next round. Remember, you've got the bands, stick them around the ankles or the knees. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Push it in, guys. So let's see if you can stay low in that squat position. If not, don't worry about it. We're just trying to activate through glutes and quads, so even a little half squat there, you'll still feel it once you get moving. Keep the shoulders back. The posture's still good. If you've started with the weights and it gets too hard, just drop the weight. Feet nice and flat, not rolling onto toes. Last 10 seconds of duck walks. Remember, add that squat at the end. Let's get one more in. 3, 2, 1. Coming down into your hydrants, into glute kickbacks. Start right or left side. In 3, 2, 1. Remember, tight tummy before we start. Out to the side. Kick it up. Driving with that heel. But it's a controlled movement, remember. We're not losing control there. Control up, squeeze the glute at the top. We're turning on that core, so we're not feeling it in the lower back. Remember, 90 degrees in the knee as we push up there. Last 10 seconds, this side. We should do these every class, and by end of February we'll have a perky bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switching sides. Maybe that's a good idea. Or you can just do them at home every morning. Last 20 seconds this side, out to the side. Remember, squeeze and hold. Think about where you're trying to work. Think about it. When you get to that position, squeeze. Nice slow and control, squeeze. If you've got the bands here, this will be super hard. Fair enough if you're using bands at home. I've left mine today. Last 5 seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. Well done. So you're going for your active rest or just get your recovery. Next round is upper body. So upper body, we're going to work kind of more postural today. So the first one we're going to do is lying on our stomach. So flat out in front of us, we're going to go for T's and I's, it's called. So we've all done the T before. Thumbs up towards the ceiling. We're going to go 1, take it back, and then 1 there. So it's a T straight into an I. So remember, we're always thinking about getting the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, okay? Working these little muscles. After that, we're going straight into a push-up to a toe touch if we can. So if we can, it's going to look like this. Pushing up, rise the hips, and then reaching for 1 toe. Push up, raise the hips, reach for 1 toe. You can reach for the knee, you can reach for the shin if you want. If that's too much, drop to your knees. You can try the toe touch. You can even elevate your hands up on your toes. Any push-up variation you're comfortable with. Getting ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. So we're starting down on the ground with those T's to I's, working on that scapular retraction. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. T out to the side, up, and then back. Up, and then back. So it's almost like we're swimming on the way back with those arms, and then out to the side. You should start to feel this in the middle of the shoulder blades. If anyone's got a tin of beans, you can add those for hand weights. Obviously 1 in each hand. Doesn't have to be beans. Last 20 seconds of these, guys. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades at the back. Make sure our forehead is on the ground. I just got mine up to look. Keep an eye on you. Thumbs up for the T. Palms up for the I. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Quick breather. 10 seconds. So let's try those push-ups to toe touches if you can, or any push-up variation you're comfortable with. Ready to go? In 3, 2, 1. So start in the top plank, push up, widen the feet slightly, reach for toe. So it's almost like a downward dog in yoga. You don't have to go for the toe, you can just go for a little knee slap there, back down. Maybe this is enough. Maybe don't do the press up. Maybe we're just doing toe touches. Okay? Toe touches, or shin touches, or knee touches. Or if you want to add the push up, we can go push up on the couch. You can even do the same here. Just going down. Do what one is comfortable for you guys. 15 seconds. Let's get 2 or 3 more reps in. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, guys. So, one round done, one to go. You can do your active rest now if you want to, or get your breather loosen off. We've got about 45 seconds of rest. When we are doing those postural exercises, again, think about, for the T, it's thumbs up towards the ceiling, squeeze the shoulder blades at the back, and when we do the other one, it's palms, this bit of your hand, palm, facing up, squeeze the shoulder blades at the back. Ready to go in about 10 seconds, guys. If you're doing your active rest, coming down, getting ready on the floor. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up to ceiling, push up, straight into your eye. So T's and I's, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Like I said, if you've got little mini weights, like 1 kilo weights will totally be enough. If you want to do these with tiny little hand weights to really make it tough, you can add those. But if you're focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades together, you should really feel this anyway. You shouldn't really need weights. Great postural exercise to think about, cueing that good posture. Last 10 seconds, guys. Let's get 1 or 2 more in at least. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10-second break, going for that push-up. We're flying through this, guys. Keeping it going. Ready to go. Don't know what I'm waiting for. 3, 2, 1. So, adding that push-up if we can, widen the feet, reach for the toe, or maybe we're just going for toe touches. But make sure we're always resetting. Here, nice and strong for the core. So when I come back, make sure we're not relaxing and slumping our hips down. Our core is tight. Push up if you can, reach for the toe. So the core is engaged the whole time. Like a moving plank. Do which one you're comfortable with, guys. Last 15 seconds. I like to come onto my knuckles just so my wrists are more straight. Maybe that might help you guys at home. Let's get 1 or 2 more in. 3, 2, 1. Active rest or recovery, guys. Well done. Last round, we've got full body next. So, we're going to start with a kettlebell swing or a dumbbell swing, whatever you've got at home. You can put some heavy stuff in a bag if you don't have it. But if you don't have any weights, it's exactly the same, just doing the movement, getting that hip drive. So the first one is a kettlebell swing for 10 reps. So 10, 10, 10 reps. Think about hinging the hips, driving the hips through. Kettlebell or dumbbell comes out to about shoulder height. Hips are through, squeeze the glutes. After 10 reps, we're going for a little push press or shoulder press. So grab your dumbbell or your kettlebell. We're going for 5 reps. Shoulder press, core is nice and tight. Or if you need to, use that momentum from the legs for 5 reps. So 10 kettlebell swings, 5 reps of the shoulder press. And then we're going to go for a little reverse plank today. So we're up with the hips, squeezing through the triceps, up the hips, and if we can, adding a little leg lift. So we'll come to that in a minute. Ready to go in 10 seconds, guys. So if you've got a kettlebell or dumbbell at home, stick it on the floor to start with. So we're reaching down for it. 3, 2, 1, and then we're swinging up. Squeeze the glutes. Remember, 10 reps of these. If you don't have the weight, it's just the same movement as if you've got a kettlebell or a dumbbell, but it's a hip drive, not a squat down. Remember that. So it's a slight bend in the knees, hip drive, squeeze. Very similar to the good mornings we did in the warm-up. So hip drive, squeeze, and then we're 5 shoulder presses, or push presses. Good, guys at home. Again, if you don't have weights at home, we're just doing the same movement. You'll still get a nice extension through the shoulders, a nice pump through there, and then we're straight into our kettlebell swings. I always think at home, if you've got those dumbbells with the little weights you put on, make sure the thing's on tight and it doesn't flee off and hit someone or break a window or something. Right, hips through, squeeze the glutes. Oh. Yeah, if you've got low ceilings, make sure no holes in the ceiling. That was almost a close one for me again. You'd think I'd learn by now. Couple of reps. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing, guys. 10 seconds to switch. So, might be a new exercise for some people. So what we're looking for is raising those hips. If you can, really think about taking those shoulders back, and we're extending here, and then adding a little leg lift. Okay? Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. This might be enough for some people. Okay? Maybe try the leg lift there, but if we can, we're opening up the chest, we're extending through there, and we're squeezing the stomach. And then maybe try the leg lift. If you're not ready for the leg lift, let's just try that little hold. Working for 30 to 45 seconds. Squeezing up, okay? Maybe this is enough. Just working in that positions. Working into triceps, stability through the shoulders. Find where it's comfortable for you if you've not done this one before. It's actually been a while since I've done this. Right down, last 5 to 10 seconds. Keep those hips up. Squeeze the stomach. 3, 2, 1. Deep breaths, or get your active rest. So, that's our final 2 exercises, guys. We've got one more round. So we're going kettlebell swing to shoulder press, and then reverse plank with a little leg raise. If you've got no weights at home and you're finding the kettlebell swing without the weight isn't hard enough, maybe you want to go for a little jump squat or something to get that heart rate up, really get a finisher in. You can even do burpees or something like that if you really want to. Ready to go in about 10 to 15 seconds. Last and final round, guys, before we finish on a little bit of core, and then we'll get a good stretch at the end. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. I'm leaning down, straight into my hip. Hip drive, remember, squeeze the glutes. So I'm not squatting down here. I'm not squatting down. It's a hip drive, bending over slightly, but I'm still keeping a straight back, good posture. Squeeze the glutes. 10 of those into your shoulder press. No holes in the ceiling. You can even do a squat thruster here if you really want to push yourself. Straight into our swings. Remember, squeeze the glutes at the top, just like we did in those glute kickbacks. You want that same feeling when we squeeze. So shoulder press, push press, even a squat to press now. Last 10 seconds of kettlebell swings to shoulder press. 3, 2, 1. Quick breather. Coming down to the mat. Going for this, I suppose it's like a pike. Ready to go in 5. Shoulders back. Sit those heels out. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the stomach. Raise the leg. Tight through the core. Maybe the hold is just enough. If you're feeling your lower back at all, think about squeezing the stomach to take away from, because what's happening there is you're using your lower back to hold yourself up and not your core muscles. So core muscles, keeping it going, guys. Last 10 to 15 seconds. Keeping it going, either holding, you're squeezing, or you're adding that little core leg raise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing, guys. Or you can keep going with that active rest if you really want to push yourself. Next up, finishing with 2 core exercises, and then we'll get a nice stretch. First one we're going to do, we're coming down to our plank position. So, working for 30 seconds. If holding the plank for 30 seconds is enough for you, just go for that. Even drop to your knees if you need to. But if we can, we're going to add a little climber today. So it's knee to elbow. I'm still keeping my hips down. Squeezing the core nice and tight. Ready to go in 10 seconds, guys. Working 30 seconds. We'll do 2 rounds. Nice, slow and controlled. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1. Hips down. If you can, drive that knee to elbow. Almost like a little Spider-Man plank. I just make up names sometimes. 30 seconds, remember, guys. If the plank hold is enough, make sure we're squeezing the stomach still. Up on the toes if we can. Last 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Quick breather, guys. One more round of those. Ready to go again, about 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Hips are down, shoulders are over my elbow joint. I'm squeezing the stomach in, so I'm rotating that pelvis upwards, and I'm driving that knee if I can. If you're driving the knee and you're finding your hips are coming up, let's think about keeping the hips down, and maybe the hold is just enough for you right now. 10 seconds, last hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise, guys. We're going to go 1 round per side. It's going to be a little side crunch. So I'm lying on my left side. Left hand comes to my ear, I suppose. I'm going to take my right leg over like this, and then I'm going to crunch up with my right arm. So it's right arm to right hip, and I'm side crunching into my sides here. Okay, so it's right arm to right hip. Slow and controlled. Ready to go in about 5 to 10 seconds. So, lying on my left side, arms out, knee comes over, get a nice stretch in the lower back actually. Right elbow to right hip, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it up, little hold, and back down. You might not feel this too much, but what we're thinking about doing is squeezing into those side muscles, into the obliques. Make sure a little pause at the top. This hand isn't putting pressure on my neck, it's just there for a little bit of support, but it's doing nothing to pull myself up at all. All the movement is coming from the crunch here. You want to make it harder, take that left hand off the ground. Last 5 to 10 seconds this side. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Last exercise, guys. So lying on my right side, left knee's coming over, left elbow to the left hip. 3, 2, 1, squeezing up. Like I said, it might be a little trickier if you want to take that right arm away. We're thinking about getting a good crunch into those sides. So I say elbow to hip, it doesn't have to always come down, but it's just a little guide, the kind of direction we're going, okay? Think about the breathing. Breathing out as I push up. Breathing in on the way down. Last 10 to 15 seconds. Squeeze the stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. Well done. Come down to your child's pose. When you're ready. So I'm sitting my chest down, bum to heels, forehead to the floor. Breathing out. Nice deep breaths in. Let's get the recovery. Good. Coming up to all fours again, we're going for a little few cat-cows like we did in the warm-up. Revisit that. Drop the chest like a nap. Arch the upper back. Good, little hip stretch. Low lunge, stretching off those hip flexors. You get this haircut, makes me sweat too much. Lockdown for you. Switching sides, you know, in time. Next one, either come down to that low pigeon pose if you like that one for your glutes, or you roll on your back, take it into your chest, or you can do it standing up, little tree pose. So left leg to right knee, and I'm pushing down slightly, stretching off this left hip. Go for 5 more seconds. Switching legs. Standing up to finish, guys. Let's go for a little forward fold. So just relax, let the head bow down, stretching the upper back and also the hamstrings too. Don't have to force the stretch, just have a little forward fold. Breathe in, big deep breath out, open up the chest. Grab the wall behind if you want to. Open up those chest and shoulders. And relaxing there, guys. Well done. Another one down.